What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. Got my Gary t-shirt, my Nerdrotic t-shirt. So now it is time to react to, of course, episode 6 of The Acolyte. A lot of people have tapped out. A lot of people have tapped out for various different reasons. Gary's still going. Let's see what he thought of this episode. A lot of people think nothing happened, and while no action happened, I actually think we find out quite a bit about Kymir, Queermere, or however you want to say it, what his views are, and I don't actually think he's a Sith, but let's see what Gary says. A little bit of softcore Japanese porn. Yeah.
How does it feel?
Feels good.
Doesn't it? To hold one in your hand again.
Stay where you are.
I thought that same joke, by the way, but yeah, I can't make sex jokes around me without me doubling down on the entendre. And there was certainly a lot of double entendre going on, forced or otherwise. Giggity.
You're not gonna join me. I'd like to put my clothes back on.
Harvey said that to Leslie a couple of times.
Two hours later.
More like 38 seconds later, right?
Nerdrotic.com.
Greetings, you over 1 million hellions and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. Yes, we are going to see this through and talk about the Acolyte once again.
No.
It could be because we want to find out the answers to the well-crafted mysteries like who was responsible for killing the lesbian space witches? How indeed did two women from
Kel Naka or Gary Naka is definitely going to go crazy. Torben will try to stop him. He'll end up getting slashed by the claws of Kel Naka, and that's why he went Mad Claw and had to exile himself. They probably don't know any of these things, and what we're coming up with is better than anything they're going to actually do.
from the coven of lesbian space witches conceived twin daughters without a father? How do two identical twins separated for 16 years have identical haircuts? Who in the hell thought it was a good idea to give $180 million to former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland, to make
For 4 years, and the answer to that is Kathleen Kennedy.
a Star Wars show? Who thought it was a good idea to cast Amanda Stenberg, who put more effort and emotion into her diss track of Star Wars fans than in either of the two characters that she plays exactly the same way?
The gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin.
I can't not hear it.
That nobody cares if they live or die. Regrettably, we're not going to get an answer to some of those questions, but quite frankly, I'm here because I haven't laughed this hard in years. So let's see what, and forgive me if I haven't mentioned this before, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland, has in store for episode 6 of a series that she calls the most important piece of art that I've ever made.
Yeah, I'm sure she knew nothing about it, even though it was an open secret.
Previously on The Acolyte.
The Jedi justify their galactic dominance in the name of peace.
In the name of the Republic and the Jedi Order!
You are under arrest.
Get down on the ground! Get on the ground!
Get on the car.
Stop resisting.
Take him down.
After The Acolyte episode 5, 5s and 10s of the fans were rejoicing because something actually happened. Characters we knew little about and cared less about died amidst a lightsaber
And thank God they did, because every single person that knows about an active dark side user out there needs to be gone by the end of this.
battle that had the same entertainment value and consequence as those videos of cats chasing laser pointers. And in one of the most obvious reveals in history, Smilo Ren is Asian Ezra Miller, who also happens to be a Sith. Diverse
You might call him a Sith.
non-binary antagonist trades places with her sister, diverse non-binary protagonist, and it all culminates in the Jedi trap. In episode 6, titled Teach and Corrupt, a bit on the nose for Disney Star Wars, diverse non-binary protagonist wakes up after being knocked out by a force push for the second episode in a row. But this time it had to be more than that. It couldn't just be a force push. It had to be a force roofied. Not only did her sister, diverse non-binary antagonist, knock her out and then strip her naked and then put other clothes back on her. Then she was found by Smilo Ren. A blanket was put over her. Then he put her.
And they played the Kylo Ren music, so don't forget this. And yes, Leslie based all of this on fan fiction. She's even said she's read the fan fictions of Chimera and Osha. And she's like, oh, I shipped them.
On a spaceship, which took her to unknown planet on an island where she woke up. And yes, that island on unknown planet does look like it's on Octu when Perry Dojo.
This is what I said, but apparently it's not.
Dare use that meme. And with Disney Star Wars, I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. Then I remembered
I don't care.
that guy from Squid Game finally does what someone should have done last episode. He tries to contact the Jedi Council. Unfortunately, the connection isn't good, but to be fair to the Jedi Council, even if it was, I doubt they'd understand him. Please keep in mind the guy from Squid Game is now with diverse non-binary antagonist who's posing as diverse non-binary protagonist. Now, it's still in question whether or not Master Soul knows that diverse non-binary antagonist is posing as diverse non-binary protagonist, but considering that he's turned his back on his enemy twice, he doesn't sense the fact that she almost tries to kill him, and the only reason she doesn't is because he asked her to take
I don't think he noticed until halfway through. Giggity.
the wheel.
Stupid!
Then the guy from Squid Game goes down on the ship to reset the communicator and does something no one's been able to do this entire series. Emote.
Emotional, damn it!
But again, it's pointed out not exactly how a Jedi Master should be acting.
And because Disney Analytics dictates that you can't have any complex emotions in Disney Star Wars for longer than 2 seconds, we cut away to Space Beaver fixing diverse non-binary
I hate this thing. I absolutely hate this thing.
protagonist speak and spell. This brings us to a first we never thought we needed. If you thought lesbian space witch interpretive dance was bad, Star Wars' very first and hopefully last Me Too as Reylo fanfic scene.
The Sith reaches the edge of the placid pool. He unslings his bag from his shoulder and unpacks it, while Osha observes from a hiding spot in the rocks. As he begins to untie a belted knot from around his waist, she straightens up for a better look.
Yes, it does read like porn. I understand that. But I also understand the intention of the scene, even if it might have had undertones, was to get us to see this lightsaber-shaped Y scar, even though he has it inverted. And so people... And what they're already doing, and I think it's so on the nose, but apparently I thought it was so on the nose that Chimera was the Sith. So Vanestra Rowe being the green bitch, being the Sith. But I certainly think she's the Jedi Master who gave him, or rather, the Jedi Master who separated him. But he said he got this scar from a Sith, so I don't know.
He begins to undress, revealing a prominent scar on his well-toned back. Dropping his billowy-legged hakama pants, he steps forward with the sunlight accentuating his taut muscles. He wades barefoot into the pool. Keeping her predatory gaze on him, she lies in wait behind some rocks.
Now, I don't know if that's like written, coded, or if that's an AI. Clearly, predatory, it meant like actual predator, not sexual predator. But who knows?
Closer to the water's edge.
You know, I can
Yes, she looks at his dick.
hear personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland now. Write what you know. Now that diverse non-binary antagonist posing as diverse non-binary protagonist and diverse non-binary protagonist.
And by the way, yes, he's wearing a Jedi Padawan or Jedi underrobe tunic. That's the same shit that you can see Anakin wearing and others underneath their robes.
Have switched places. Now, this is just speculation, but both had an opportunity to kill the men they were looking for and didn't, allowing themselves to be coerced or seduced by a corrupt, unjust, oppressive system that will eventually unite them in victimhood. Now, for the sake of our time and our sanity, let's get this over with, because Teach/Corrupt is essentially filler in an 8-episode series that averages out to $22 million per episode. It looks like the Jedi Council finally got that message. Jedi Master non-threatening effeminate male, and
This motherfucker, he is more like a senatorial aide who probably took pictures in the Galactic Senate doing some nefariously dubious sexual activities. You know who you are. Yeah, horrible.
forms Jedi Master Nepo that he thinks.
And all meant to show you how quote unquote corrupt the Jedi are and how infused with their politics and how everything they did was in not looking bad to the Senate and possibly incurring the wrath or losing funding or something like that. And again, as Ryan from RK Outpost pointed out, she's from the High Republic. She's literally from their expanded universe. She was a prodigy. She was a Jedi Knight at like 14. Highly doubt they're going to make her the Sith Lord this entire time. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Who knows?
Soul's entire team has been killed.
There were casualties. Who? It sounded like the entire team.
Finally, we get some urgency from the show when Jedi Master Nepo says the Jedi must leave immediately, but not before they have one more scene together before leaving Coruscant so they can make a little joke about Master Jedi Nepo's tummy getting upset in hyperspace.
And this had to be pointed out to me too, because I read one of those High Republic books. There's like 3 different waves of them, and they're not doing well. So there's a reason no one knew this, but this is a quirk of hers from the expanded universe, from the High Republic, from the books of whence she was introduced. By the way, I do find it funny, anyone that would criticize that, it's obviously criticize the shit out of this, but the people are like, well, I'm just basing this on the 6 movies. It's like, but this isn't even based on the movies. This is all based on their horrible expanded universe.
I don't get sick. I find it unsettling.
The same could be said about this show. They arrive at planet Gobbledygook quickly, just missing that guy from Squid Game. More on that later. And the Wookiee Jedi Master Kelnaka's location.
It's Gary Naka. If you ever see him with glasses on, it looks just like Gary.
That required days to find with a tracker was found pretty easily by Jedi Master Nepo and Jedi Master non-threatening effeminate male. Barely an inconvenience.
Oh, she's perfect. She also sensed the bugs that no one else sensed.
And wow, they did get there fast. None of the bodies decomposed. They quickly assessed they were all murdered by somebody with a lightsaber. What gave it away? The lightsaber wounds? And this brings us to a pivotal scene. Remember in the trailer when you saw the lightsaber whip? That was used to kill a bug. And the wise Jedi Master Nepo, surrounded by the bodies of murdered Jedi with
there's not Plo Koon.
Lightsaber wounds that are at least going to get buried now, has determined that something is amiss. Meanwhile, with diverse non-binary antagonists posing as diverse non-binary protagonists, she's spending her time with the sad soul after dealing with the communications breaking down that they fixed by resetting it and the ship breaking down that they fixed by resetting it. Now, the question is, was this sabotage? No, the ship just broke. This is followed by another cutesy, silly Billy scene when Space Beaver attacks the woman who is directly responsible for the death of 2 Jedi and an accessory for the death.
I really do hate this space, but thank you for calling him a beaver, even though I know it's Darwin and the Beeve. This is more of a wombat thing, and disavow. Danky animate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Death of dozens.
Slurp a little demon right there. Oh, that's a good face. Take a low to the face.
It's a roller coaster with these 2 ladies.
Nothing
Maybe a
new,
dad
right?
would have helped. Anyway, Soul finally figures out that May is posing as Osha and stuns her.
Instead of just using the Force.
And leaves planet Gobbledygook right when the...
And I think they're going to Brandok. I think that's where we'll get a flashback scene, and at the end, Coral will come out and reveal herself that she's still alive.
Jedi arrived that he called. Also, he could put May in restraints to talk. And now, finally, we're going to get the big reveal that they've been teasing all season.
I'll explain everything.
What did you do?
Please, Osha. I'll explain. It's time to make things right. It's time for me to face the High Council. To tell them everything.
Everything?
Well, we're waiting.
A good story for another time.
I've had 16 years to think about what I would say to you if I ever got the opportunity. So you're going to listen.
Flashback episode.
Next episode. Oh, and the whole Osha and Smilo Ren talking in a cave is filled with vague notions of the Sith, how it's about feelings.
And yes, he's got a cortosis, or Ryan points out this is from the Plagueis novels and shit like that.
They talk about his helmet. No, not that helmet.
Cortosis, handy against lightsabers, but also a sensory deprivation headpiece.
It blocks out all your senses?
I guess aside from seeing and hearing, but that's not important right now. They talk about a scar again, which looks like it came from a lightsaber whip. Does that mean that the master that rejected him was Jedi Master Nepo, or was it some other Sith Lord, or was it one of the lesbian space whips?
The problem is, no matter what we come up with, it'll be either too simple or too dumb compared to what they do. Or rather, what they come up with would be too simple or dumb. We always come up with more complicated things.
And then I remembered
I don't care.
the Sith Lord Asian Ezra Miller also mentions the power of 2, and I may be going out on a limb here, but whoever the real bad guy is, I'm guessing they're going to be defeated by
The power of many.
And in the dramatic final scene, diverse non-binary female protagonist puts on Smilo's helmet.
And immediately gets asthma.
I can't breathe in this thing.
Will diverse female protagonist become an antagonist? Will diverse female antagonist become a protagonist for the third time? Will there be a Jedi with an above room temperature IQ? Will the Rotten Tomatoes audience score go up or down from 14%? Can a week go?
It's going to go down when they confirm that there was immaculate conception in the creation of those twins.
By without the corporate access media blaming the fans for a bad show? Your guess is as good as mine, but we'll find out on the next exciting episode of The Acolyte, a show that's a mystery box in a dumpster fire in space. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, I thank you for listening this long. I will see you in the next video.
Yeah, like I said, I'm still watching for all the wrong reasons, though. Let me know if you are still watching. For me, it's just to see what they destroy next, what people get upset about. I mean, the danger here is people getting upset and calling stupid things that were already done in the expanded universe, but now because Disney does them, it gets associated with them. Cortosis being one of them. Yeah, let me know what you think of this. Make sure to like, share, and sub if you have done that. Thank you. And if you're going to do that, thank you. And
Well, bye.